I asked Mel about her philosophies around hiring and around management, and there are a few core tenets or core philosophies that I've come to live by as a leader and as a manager. And I think about leadership and management as discrete ideas. Leadership is your ability to create a vision and marshal people towards that. So think about someone who's leading people into the theater of war. It's the most unnatural act in the world, and yet great leaders are able to marshal a force and put them in harm's way because they create a vision that's so compelling, or there's something so charismatic about their ideas, and the way they connect those ideas with their people, their country, their tribe, whatever it may be, that they do this extraordinary thing. So leadership is around that idea. Management are the processes, the practices that help people unlock their potential. And you can point them at great problems, align them with that mission, and then you can move a force out to do, again, to change the world if that's what you want to do. So I think about these ideas of leadership and management in very different and discrete ways. And leadership has always come pretty easily to me. Management is something I've had to really work at building a skill, a craft in that. And I've made it one of my life goals to become a great world-class manager. And ultimately what that means for me is this, is that I'll go back to this idea of a vision, or to vision as a leader. What is the true north that we have? What is this larger thing that we want to go participate in? And then what are the strategies, the bets, the places we're going to put resources to work to go realize that larger calling? And then specifically, and this is at the function level, what are the goals we're going to set? What are these objectives that we'll set in a monthly and a quarterly pace? But then you still just have a framework for what you want to go get done, the work to be done, or the job to be done, which you still don't have with the people. You got to go find the humans to go after and fulfill all of those objectives. And that's where the hiring piece comes in. Go build great hiring practices that bring extraordinary individuals in that align with these goals and with this vision that you have, and there's no problem you can't solve. And we've learned that here at Housecall Pro, and we want that for our pros as well, is we want our pros to set simple, straightforward, modest objectives and have a vision for their business. And it doesn't mean I want to make a lot of money. That's not a vision. That's not a mission for anything. It is, I want to go change the world. I want to have the best customer service of any HVAC company in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's my mission. Or I want to have a place to work that I can be proud of, that for my kids someday when they take over my business, that they'll be proud of. I want a legacy of being an extraordinary employer. I want to be a part of my community in some way. So these are the kind of things that become a mission. And then your specific goals may be, I want to go out and get 45 reviews by the end of this summer. I want to have 3 references every week from my customers to bring in new customers to me. Those are just very specific goals that you have. But then you go find these great people to come work with you and go do that work. And the critical part in that is that pros say you can't find employees. I hear it every day, multiple times in a day. I can't find techs to grow my business the way I want to. What I always say is, I know that's hard. Yet, have you thought about getting more work, more productivity from the people you have? Have you thought about the 3, 4, 5 people already working for you today, and how can you get them to be more productive? It doesn't mean you want to go work them to the bone. It means how can you excite them, interest them, engage them in a way that they'll be more productive than they are today. And so the simple idea I have on this is about engagement. And what I really mean by that is, I want you to give me, in our business, give me 75% of your mind share in a day. Give me, in a clean 8-hour day, 6 of your 8 hours focused on solving problems in our business and doing the work. Now you're still gonna be dreaming about your dinner, your mom's coming to visit, your dog is at the vet, the date you have this weekend, whatever it may be. That's what humans do because we're all human. Yet, give me 6 of your 8 hours in a productive way, and there's no problem that we can't solve. And I say that because in most companies, you're lucky if you get half of the productivity out of your people. Half the time, they're dreaming about going surfing, they're dreaming about somebody is coming to visit, they're dreaming about their vacation, they're thinking about something other than the problem, the work, the goals you put in front of them. So you can actually take your productivity up by half again, or even twice as much, if you can simply get better work, more productive work, more engagement from the people that you already have before you even go think about finding that next one. And so to that end, we think a lot about active management, our practices in management to help unlock the potential of these great people working these 4 walls. Now we're really lucky here because because of that culture that Mel has created, well, not created, the environment she created and the culture that's been a byproduct of that, I think we have engagement at 75 to 90% across the organization. We run this unbelievable race every day as a company to go serve our pros and to change the world, honestly. So we're lucky on that front, but not everyone is quite that fortunate. So think about what you can do as a pro to unlock the potential of the people you already have sitting next to you in that truck, back there in the office, whoever your partner may be. How can I get them to be more excited, more engaged about the problems and the goals that we've set in front of them? And if you do that, your business will change right out of the gate. And that'll come back to those management practices, which are, am I investing in them? Am I taking care of those one-to-ones? Am I investing in my people? Do I care about them in a genuine way? Do I help them develop their career plans, their growth, their development, so that they don't want to just come here, learn from me, learn about my customers, and take off and go take my customers. No, I want them to come, grow and develop and run that race with me and how I lead this company every day and how I serve them. So management and a very active approach to how you manage your people will unlock their potential. Yet here's again, the secret of this deal. Is that as a leader, as a manager, you have to check your own ego. It can't be about you. Because again, otherwise you're back to being an army of just one. An army of one can only do so much. If you want to have a team of people running that race with you, if you want to have a team of people moving on those goals, you got to invest in their success. You got to help them develop. You got to trust them. And often that means you got to check your ego to make that happen. So that's one of my core philosophies when I think about leadership and management as distinct ideas, but really about how do you unlock the potential of your humans, your people, to do the extraordinary thing and line up around that mission that you have. Whenever I give these mastermind presentations, I love the opportunity to share some of the things I've learned, and trust me, the hard way. Like, I've made more stupid mistakes than anybody you could possibly imagine, yet I try to grow from every one of them. I try to actually study them, learn from them, and get better from those mistakes. And I've made tons of them. And over time, I have been able to improve my skill. I've grown as a manager and not just as a leader over the last, couple of decades doing this. And so I talk about that at the mastermind events. I also talk about how do you get to the top of the mountain and these goals that you've set for yourself. And the other thing is I always leave them with a challenge, because I think everybody needs a challenge. What I always say at the end of my presentation is, what are you going to do on Monday? Oh, these mastermind events are usually on a Saturday. And I say, okay, you leave here, you've had all this information come to you. What are you going to do differently Monday morning? Pick one thing. I don't care what it is. It could be about marketing. It could be about review management. It could be about online booking. It could be about people management, leadership. Pick one thing and get to work on it. Start your deliberate practice Monday morning and get after it, because you know what? Your business is just waiting for you to get to better. Now, I'm sure many of you are doing really well, but you want to do even better than you are. Every human being wants to do better than they are today. So what are you going to do deliberately in your practices? And that's always the challenge I put to people, is that I've created this goal for myself in life, and I want to be the best possible leader I can, the best chief operating officer of a technology company. And I'm very deliberate in those practices, and in ways that make me uncomfortable, that are hard, that are challenging, that are difficult, that are tedious. But you know what? Every day I work to get a little bit better around these goals I set for myself. And I think the same thing with hiring and the same thing with management and leadership is pick one place. And I'm always a little biased on this. I think the one-to-one is the best place to start. The one-to-one is, again, is that entry point to unlock the potential of the people that you've already hired and the ones you want to hire in the future. So I always say start there, but start doing something and get after it and be deliberate in that practice over time, and great things will happen for you and for your company, and you will realize all these dreams that you have.